Hi everyone, this is Lori with 3 Keys Astrology. Good afternoon. This is your forecast for April 18th through the 30th. I apologize, I've been missing for a few days, so the forecast got interrupted a tiny bit, but here we are. So there is a lot going on in the atmosphere, and you don't have to be an extremely sentient being to figure out that there's a lot of change. Change is inevitable. It's something we all resist, but it is inevitable. And the sooner you mature to realize that the one fact of life is that everything changes, the easier this time will be. A couple of weeks ago, you can search my channel and go see the intricate readings that I gave for each sign because of Pluto's ingression. His power is really, really powerful right now, and he's ingressed into the sign of Aquarius at 0 degrees. He's going to be there until June 11th, giving us a preview of the next couple of decades. This is really important. We're in the age of Aquarius, and we're in the crux of major change. Now, on top of that, we have a very rare new moon in Aries twice this month in April. And it coincidentally overlaps to give actually a new moon to Taurus the very next day. So April 20th, 21st, and 22nd are quite pivotal days. Later on in the month of May, we'll have another new moon in Taurus. So while it's not, it's very rare, I explained it in the last video of your weekly forecasts. What it means is that Aries and Taurus are really, really facing new beginnings. Libra and Scorpio endings. Taurus's new beginnings. This end of the month, from this forecast, on April 18th through the end of the month, the 30th, is a major period in time for extreme powers of healing, but equally a high probability for abuse. I can't underestimate that. My last videos have had some solemnity to them, seriousness about them, because the energies that are awry in our heavens are quite powerful. And yet there's an even better, bigger potential for healing, but one has to actualize oneself, one has to examine oneself, and you have to come to terms with your dark shadow nature and your dark emotions. We all have them. We're humans. One of the cruxes of our existence is that we are not infallible. We do wrong things. We do tell mistruths. We do lie. We do have discretions. And the sooner you come to realize and face your own, rather than pointing your finger at everybody else, the better all your relationships will be. That's a key signature and big thing going on right now. So let's get on with a forecast. Why this is so important? Well, Pluto is in an oppositional phase to Black Moon Lilith. You can peruse my video, my channel, this channel, 3 Keys Astrology. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you even more for sharing my work, my beloved work. I teach astrology, I offer readings and consultations, and all my services are available at www.3keysastrology.com. So Black Moon Lilith is a force to be reckoned with. She can appear in the form of someone who comes into your life uninvited, unexpected, or who comes in with a disguise. It's very important for you to realize that Pluto can indicate huge deception. Black Moon Lilith does. And the goddess Eris, now she's an asteroid who's in Aries, with Chiron, the wounded healer, and with Jupiter. And the sun at critical degrees, and the moon at critical degrees, especially overnight on April 20. So, Eris is the goddess of chaos. And chaos and distraction are not our friends. One of the tools of people who deceive is to distract you. Lots of private investigators, police officers, and people who are after criminals know that if I distract the person, I therefore will get closer to the truth or honesty. And if that person is a suspect, a person of interest, because I dabble in forensic astrology and teach it in my final star module, we give you a preliminary introduction to the teachings of forensic astrology. Distraction for the average human being is a higher potential for error and mistake. People who manipulate purposefully do that. For instance, let's talk about the criminals that are thieves. Way back when I was raising my daughters, I did some retail work, and we had training on theft and such people, and there were groups of people who would pull up to a mall, go inside, distract the clerk if he or she were alone, while their partner and a criminal partner, I forget what I want to say about the duo in crime, if you will, they would have a car waiting outside with yet another of their criminal conspiracy attempts to do this, to thieve these retail stores. Mostly the stores like the leather goods or denim or whatever was the most expensive. So they would send one person in the store to distract the clerk. The other would go through the store to the back door, unlock it, while the third party would pull up with the car and unload the goods while the clerk was being distracted. I want you to think a lot about that. Now, the good thing is Mercury is in Taurus. So that makes us a little more slow, a little more deliberate. We take and reserve that opinion. Wait a minute, I need to think about that. Do use Mercury and Taurus as tools. If someone is distracting you, and that can be phone calling, texting, uninvited guests who come to your door, that's rude in this day and age. People work from home in this day and age, and we can't allow it. So boundaries are really important through the end of this month. And distractions like your phone, telephone calls, answer that door with your phone in your hand and say, I'm sorry, I'm busy with an appointment right now. I'll call you later. And then don't call people back that are rude. If you've asked them politely and said, listen, I work from home. You can't come by uninvited. You can't come by whenever you want to. I have a work schedule just like you do, though I work out of my home. That stuff like that's really important right now. So distraction's a big no-no. Distraction will cause error because of the goddess Eris. Where she is right now with Jupiter in Aries, which is expanding in what I've talked about in the last videos, that arrogance or that know-it-all or being too indulgent or self-involved, that's really big right now. And having Eris, the goddess of chaos there, that's purposeful destruction. Mars, the ruler of where the sun, the moon, in this new moon at a critical degree, 29 degrees of Aries is a something coming. There will be a critical ending, but a brand new beginning for all Aries. This has happened to you twice already this month, which is very rare. The same goes for Taurus. It's our birthday coming up, and the sun ingresses into Taurus right after this new moon, and the moon follows. So we have this overlapping of 2 new moons in Aries, 2 new moons in Taurus between April and May. That's cool, but it's also difficult. Why? Because of Pluto's placement. Because of Black Moon Lilith's placement. They're in an oppositional force, both made of the same demonic energy of thieving, stealing, taking what belongs to you, behind your back most especially, coming to you in your life in some sort of disguise. The other sad thing that I have to talk to you about is I have to warn you about, number one, severity, your own and other people's. You have to do some self-examination, again, when it comes to power and control and how severe you are. Is your voice soft? Are your mannerisms soft? Or are you short and curt and cutting and my way or the highway? That's a big, big theme with Pluto in the position it's in, and especially a dilemma for Aquarius. Most, and then Leo, and then Taurus and Scorpio get the crux of the square of this nature as well. It's a hot couple of days here. I talk, there's some sweetness inside. Don't worry, there always is. But we've got some very severe, volatile, possible energies that I want you to be warned about. With this, as I've explained, we've got Saturn in an uncompromising position, Mars in an uncompromising position, and Pluto making a powerful move, opposite Black Moon Lilith and Leo. Eris and Aries added to that arrogant attitude of chaos, or big chaos, big winds, big cold forces that turn your temper hotter than you can imagine. And I expect the weather to get hot around this new moon, and there will be high emotion and high tide. Okay? There's a lot of emotional volatility, and there's a high potential for abuse. So the other warning that I have you, that I hate to do, but it's true, it's a fact of life. The people most in detriment during this time period through the end of this month are women, and a possible death to our elderly female population, all of our relatives, the mothers and grandmothers that are in their senior years. Remember that death is final here on our earth, but it's the new beginning of a life going back home where we belong. So I know that's little consolation when you're losing family members. I lost my mother when I was very young, and I'm still not over it. And I still weep for it like it happened yesterday or today. And it's nothing that's easy to get over. So these things are powerful forces that are going on in our cosmology that affect our biology and affect our very nature. Getting in touch with your anger, understanding what triggers your frustrations, they'll be high. Especially Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Capricorn. So pay close attention. Now, as I explained, this new moon is at 29 degrees with the sun. That's critical. Those are critical degrees. That means serious situations, endings and beginnings. That's for you, Aries. And then right for you, Taurus, right after that. The very next day overnight, the sun ingresses into Taurus. This happens between the 20th and the 21st of April, Friday and then Saturday. And so this movement of critical endings and new beginnings puts Pluto in a square opposite Lilith, and then in an agitated position to those planets Aries, with the goddess of chaos and the wounded healer Chiron. Also, with that energy of the new moon, we have for Sagittarius, the 27 degree of the galactic center is also being triggered. And that's the umbilical cord of our universe, our galaxy. So this thrust of this critical degree new moon in Aries 29 days ago at a 0 degree brand new beginning for all of you Aries. Now 29 days later, we're at 29 degrees of Aries, this critical degree that's in harmony with the galactic center. And that's encouraging you to get very heart-centered, especially when Black Moon Lilith is there trying to steal your peace, your joy, and the things that you love. That's what she does. Pluto and Saturn are death planets. Eris causes chaos. Chaos is not a nice, peaceful, serene feeling. That's upsetting, just like distraction is, whether it's purposefully manipulated in your life or not. If you stay focused on the energy that the sun is bringing us in Taurus on the 20th, I am a double Taurus, sun and moon there. I'm a Cancer rising, so I have a lot of peaceful energy to my countenance, and I require it in my environment. That energy of Aries is detrimental to we calm bulls. Now think of the energy of the sun in Taurus, because the sun is always more powerful than all of the other planets. While we're leaving Aries, so we're going to have we're in these critical final days of the energy of the sun in Aries. Jupiter's there though, making us a little bit arrogant, a little bit full of ourselves. Chiron's there to help you realize that you're doing this and to heal all those wounds that cause frustration, anger, panic, severity. There's so much help. Come over to Taurus. Get rid of the rushy feeling that Aries is. I told you things would slow down. Are you noticing it? Comment below. I asked you to go to the earth. In my family, we're planting trees. We're making the land more beautiful. We're beautifying property. That's what you should be doing, because we also have Earth Day, April 22nd, where we're encouraged to plant trees, plant seeds, plant fruit, grow the food for your own family. Get Taurusy. Rather than being distracted, put an end. Say to those people that are invading your privacy, coming to your home when you're trying to work, ringing your phone off the hook with all of their problems, not calling with good news, you have to put a stop to it. You have to give people boundaries. Taurus likes boundaries. All the earth signs like boundaries. We like to put up fences. We love to acquire property and materialism. All this is Venus ruled. And this is very, very good. And Venus is in Gemini, giving all of us the ability to communicate our boundaries and the things that we need in our relationships. All of them. So get Taurus. Throughout this next couple of days that are going to be tough, especially the energy around that new moon. There's some other days that I'm going to tell you about as I go through the dailies, but get still. Think the bull. He has immense strength, one of those most powerful animals, most beautiful animals on our planet. The bull is still, unless provoked. The bull's happy eating sweet grass, basking in the sunshine, enjoying all of the elements of nature, because a bull is such a sturdy creature. So are we, made of Taurus. But we require quiet. We require peace. We require tranquility. Where Mars is in a square to all those planets and new moon at a critical degree in Aries, there are going to be people that will present themselves that are not going to let you have the peace you want. And so you need to close your door. You need not to answer the door. You need to tell those people that are invading your peace and quiet that either they learn to become peaceful, quiet, and tranquil, or they can't be part of your life. And I gave you all the reasons. Pluto opposite Black Moon Lilith are two demons in two different realms. Realms of the heart and realms of your future. That's your life. If you have Taurus rising, this can hit right at home. If you are Taurus by sun and moon, this is matters of the heart. Black Moon Lilith has no place in your life. Black Moon Lilith is that prostitute. She is insatiable in what she wants and will take. Black Moon Lilith is when you sell yourself and when you deny the truth of your heart and you live contrary to the truth of your higher self and being. So, and opposing Pluto is two demonic forces. Are you fighting over property? Are you fighting over children? They don't belong to you. They belong to God. If you can't honor each other, that you created these two people together, you need to go get some serious intervention and help from a therapist so that that little child's not torn in two, because there's lots of energy right now indicating problematic, dysfunctional families, women in abusive relationships in particular, and then children being subjected to the fallout of what that is. So let me break things down for right now. And I'm going to do it in two ways, because new moons mean new life, new birth, new beginnings. But at a critical degree, in an attachment to uncomfortable planets and a couple of death planets not in harmony to this new moon energy, we have to think about masculine forces and feminine forces. We have to think about ourselves in relationship to other people. Are they masculine? Are they feminine? How feminine are they? How masculine are they? What about your own relationship? Maybe you're a masculine female in the power of the dynamic of your relationship who overpowers the male in the relationship. Maybe the male in the relationship's very tender and loving and motherly, and the female is not. So those things are coming to question too, because we have a lot going on in the atmosphere. So the masculine forces at this present moment on April the 18th, we've got the moon The sun, rather, is in Aries. That's a masculine sign. Jupiter's in Aries. That's a masculine sign. Eris is in Aries, the goddess of chaos. That's masculine power. Women who are born in the sign of Aries have a masculine courage about them. They have a real go-getter attitude and a little bit of impulse control in their problems. They are not so lovey-dovey, stay-at-home types. And that's in general. Of course, you have to get a reading for me to give you the intricacies of your own chart, which I'm very happy to do. Go to www.3keysastrology.com and order a reading, and I will get. If you've already gotten your birth chart reading, you know that you can get readings for the rest of your life for what's going on this month or this year, this day, a particular time and place and space. I'm happy to do all that for you. If you're at a crossroads, if you're confused, if you need astrological advisement, it's my great pleasure to help you. And thank you for sharing this work that I do to your friends and family that are in need. It means a lot to me when you send others my way. Pluto's in Aquarius, like I said. That's a masculine sign as well. It's one of those signs, too, that can be of equal masculine and feminine energy. Venus is in Gemini. That, again, is another one of those signs, like Aquarius, that can be a balance of masculine and feminine, but Gemini is masculine, Aquarius is masculine. So we have the Sun, Eris, Chiron, Jupiter, the moon at the new moon point that comes overnight on the 20th to the 21st. We've got Pluto in Aquarius, and we've got a Venus, a feminine sign in Gemini that can be both, either, neither, but masculine. It's interesting. Feminine, we have Taurus holding the energy, or trying to hold on to the energy that is Uranus. And then we have the North Node in Taurus. We have the South Node in Scorpio. We have Saturn in the feminine sign Pisces with Neptune there as well. And we have Mars in Cancer. We've got Juno in Cancer. All of these are feminine energies. And it's very, very interesting. Taurus and Pisces can really help each other right now. So you Taurians hang out with your Pisces friends, and you Pisces hang out with your Taurian friends. And don't forget to include Cancer, because the three of you, and even some of your Scorpio friends, this balance of the good energy is going to be very needed for the emotional healing that's going to be required as we get through this month. So let's talk about that new moon a lot more. Overnight on Friday, April the 20th, the sun ingresses into Taurus. Right before that, and this week right now, 18, 19, and 20, we've got critical degrees where the sun is. There, all of you late birthdays in April, happy birthday for you late Aries. You have a lot of flavor of Taurus in your energy. You can be a nice combination of both energies. My mom in particular was born on April 20th. God rest her soul, she's in heaven. She thought she was a Taurus, but had so much Aryan energy that was very fiery and very powerful and very bright. And yet she loved her family, and that's what really mattered to her. And she had a huge, big heart. So these energies are prevalent right now, and they're critical to the galactic center. That means you got to get heartfelt. You got to be honest with yourself about what you're doing, what you want, who you want to be with. Are you working where you belong to work? Do you live with the people that you want to live with? You've got to be serious about this. This new moon, at this critical degree of Aries, is saying, get real. And then figure that out, because the very next day overnight, the moon will be in Taurus with the sun, which is yet this overlapping of another new moon. That sun and moon in Taurus is ruled by Venus. And Venus is about what you love, what you want, what you need, what you value, what your ethics and morals are. So those things are all very, very important right now. Do not let distraction, false-faced friends, people who intrude and impose, tip and steal your happiness. Don't let them tip you over. There's the energy, be calm, like the Mercury in Taurus is. It's calm, it's deliberate thought. It's telling those people that are pushing you to make decisions, because I would not. Anyone that's expecting you to give them deadlines right now, unless you're taking final exams and you've expected that, and that's necessary and normal for your degree and your educational achievements. Other than that, I wouldn't let anyone make demands. Don't let your brokers, don't let any financiers, don't let anybody put impending deadlines on you right now. Not right now. Say, I'm sorry, got to think about that. No, I'll get back to you. I can't talk right now. I'm sorry. I know you drove over here, but I work from home and you can't just pop in. Give them deadlines. Refuse to make decisions right now. This is a time to be deliberate and slow. On the 23rd of April, Mercury gets retrograde. So I've been telling you in the last few forecasts, get your vehicles fixed right now. Get those repairs done. If you need to upgrade your electronics, buy now before the 23rd. Get those purchases made, because if you do it during Mercury retrograde, you'll regret it. And it's the same thing with signing contracts. Get legal, professional, serious contracts that involve your life, your sustaining your life and your survival needs done now before the 23rd. However, all of you, the caveat is, if you're born with Mercury in retrograde, this is your vibe, this is your jam, this is when you excel. So it's very, very good for all of you. And for the rest of us who are born with a straight station direct Mercury not in this position of retrograde motion, that time coming the 23rd is for us to review paperwork, review documents, make remedies to children. This is when we need to make up with children and put children in the focus. Are we parenting the way we should be? Do we talk to our children the way we should be? Mercury in retrograde is about making their lives better. And all the little children of the world and your brothers and sisters. If you're having grief with brothers and sisters, Mercury retrograde gives you a chance to remedy those situations. So Mercury rules all forms of transportation, but most importantly, short travels. So make sure that your vehicles are maintained and get all that stuff done. It's a good time to clean out your computer when Mercury's retrograde, to revise, and for teachers that grade papers, this is excellent time. It's a good time for tax reviews and stocks and bonds, options, all things that are economical right now, because Venus is in Gemini. It's very, very good for you to be overlooking your finances and reviewing whether you want to put your money in certain places, whether you want to move it, trade it, move it out, sell things. But it's best for you to get things done before the 23rd. Now, I want to talk to you about the critical degrees. Critical things happen during critical degrees, and that's why I said our elderly population, females especially, are at risk. Health will be in decline. It is going to be for we that are having our Taurus birthdays anyway, 106 days before your birthday. Your body and soul are deciding whether you want to have another trip around the sun. So we're already in a weakened state. Aries will be too. But all mothers, elderly and all grandmothers, this is a critical time for their health and well-being. Check in on them. Chiron's there. Be Chiron. Come and be that family physician, making sure they're okay, making sure they're taking enough vitamins, making sure they're getting enough nutrition, making sure they are well. It's important. For those of you that are Aries, take a look back at 29 days ago. Did anything critical happen? Did someone new come into your life? And what's going to happen now on the 20th is very, very important to that very new beginning. For those of us that are Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, we are in the fated cross. We have been since a little touch of it in 2017, but since 2018. And within this primary cross, for Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio, again, it's about matters of the heart, and it's about survival, home and family, but most importantly, love. And that's all four of us. For you Leos especially, I would really take a survey of the company I am keeping, because Lilith is there, which means that there will be a person in your life that doesn't deserve to be there, or that is coming in the back door of your life behind you. Clear it out. If it doesn't feel good in your belly, trust it. Don't fight with it. But those people need to be eliminated. We do not indulge Black Moon Lilith. She's an evil entity, and her purpose is to take away someone's freedom, someone's peace, someone's joy, someone's happiness, someone's love. Pluto's a death planet, Saturn's a death planet. So realize that these planets are not in a harmonious position to these new moons. Neither one of them. Now, if you're Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn, you are closing doors and dealing with anger issues, hopefully resolving the past and settling and getting rid of those old psychological selves, as well as clearing out the debris of your days gone by, all that aged garbage, those things we hang on to. Clear out your attics and your cellars. That pleases Pluto, especially Pluto and Aquarius. So all that old material of the yesteryears, hanging on to things you don't need anymore. We mommies that have raised our children and now have grandchildren, if you haven't done it already, get brand new photo albums of the pictures of your lives that belong to your children and pass them on. The same thing with your family heirlooms. In Norway and Sweden, they do death cleaning. It's really important. They don't clutter and bog themselves down like we do in America with unnecessary junk that we never use, that just stockpile in our homes. Get moldy, get dusty, get mildewy, lower the energy and the vibration. Get rid of stuff. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Give it to someone who can use it, and you'll be pleasing Pluto, especially Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto girls and guys listening to this forecast is the ruler of the underworld. And I've told you the misnomer is that there's this great transformation. Well, there isn't unless you do some self-examination, unless you listen to these kind of videos, unless you get rid of things. Scorpios are really good at it, but on the vice, they can also be big hoarders. Be scorpionic during this time, because Scorpio themes like sexual infidelity, secrets, family secrets, death, destruction, crime, underground societies are all going to be very pointed and very determined during the severity of the energies that we're going to have right now. So what is Pluto? He's about decay. He's rot. If you're in a Pluto profession, you would be a surgeon or a psychologist. You could be into forensics. You could be ridding the world and society of crime. It's banking. Pluto is the ruler of very big billionaire monies. Pluto in profession is coroners. It's mortuary sciences. It's medical examiners. It's those people who are investigators. Taking on the energy in a positive form of any of these professions will do you well. So do a little survey. If you're brave enough, comment below and tell me, what Pluto things lurk in your house? Pluto is lice and mice and rats and snakes and underground things and mosquitoes and things that decay, ponds or swamps or quicksand. All of these energies are what we need to purge ourselves of. So the other thing I want to tell you is, let's talk a little bit about Uranus, because where Uranus is also pretty key, because Uranus and Mercury are getting closer to each other. And this is great for geniuses, for invention. I do expect brand new medical breakthroughs. I expect there to be some really good therapy sessions for those of you getting really raw, real, and honest in therapy. Mercury and Uranus are sweet for that. But they're not so sweet for, he's in a better place than he is in most places being in Taurus, because that gives you some grounding energy. It's going to help a lot when the sun and moon after the 20th get there. But these few days, it's Tuesday, April 18th, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, can be a little bit of, you can get a little bit of nervous energy or jaggedy energy. I know I've been feeling kind of lightheaded. Have any of you, my fellow Tauruses, maybe blood sugar issues, of making sure that you're eating good root vegetables and staying grounded. All the root vegetables, potatoes, sweet potatoes, celery, radishes, turnips, parsnips. Get an abundance of these foods to help you get over this critical point of the new moon in Aries with Eris and Jupiter and all that chaos, Black Moon, Lilith, and Pluto, and come and get really Taurian. Eat a lot of salads, eat a lot of root vegetables, have some soup. It's super good right now and is very grounding, and will help you get through the energy of this jaggedy, rockety rocket I don't, that's not even a word, sorry, jaggedy, extreme energy that we have. So for Aries, Libra, Cancers, and Capricorn, as I said, clear out, clean out, and embrace it. The reason I started this video with a talk about change is because you can't have this regeneration and renewal that Pluto will promise, whether you like it or not, unless you are getting rid of what is yesterday. So, I mean, I'm talking your wardrobe, I'm talking appliances, I'm talking furniture, I'm talking what do you have laying around the house outside that's Pluto and decaying and rotten and an eyesore for all the neighbors. Go get cleaned up. Now, if you're Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces, you are facing reality. Saturn popped into Pisces. And that's a really good thing. That's benefiting Cancers and Scorpios as well. You're facing reality and coming to grips with your dreams. Saturn and Pisces can make your dreams come true, guys. So dream and think. I know Gemini's having a little bit of torn between two lover issues right now. Sagittarius, you are as well. That I can help you better if you come and get your consultations. So get over to www.threekeysastrology.com. We'll meet on Zoom for an hour and I'll help sort these things out for you. You, Virgo and Pisces, can also feel a little bit torn about your fantasy life and the reality that you're living in, but I'm encouraging you highly to live your dreams and not to waste your time with getting stuck in these dumb details of everyday existence and wasting your days by not following your dreams, because Saturn there can help ground your dreams. So dream big, drink lots of water, put a bowl of water by your bed at night and invite your angels and spirit guides to come and help you aid, and then remember your dreams right now. It's really, really good for you, Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo. Virgo, dream. You, of all of those four other signs, mostly need to let yourself be free. You're gonna be feeling really grounded and really good and really sure because of where the sun and moon are going to, and where Uranus and the North Node have been aiding you in going toward your fate. If you're listening to me, Annabelle La Jolla, get yourself to Mexico. I can't stop thinking about you. Thank you so much for sending your friends and family members to me. I love you very dearly, and I miss you. And you need to be where the sun shines, not in a rainy climate that's dreary and gray. And that's good advice for all of us when the sun and moon are moving into Taurus. So on April 18th through the 30th, the moon and sun in Aries squaring Cancer's Mars means for us a little bit of home and family strife. There's hot, frustrated emotions at the dinner hour, and that's on April 18th today. So I'm going to say temper yourself. Well, that's a short version of the word temperance, which infers balance and calm. The word temperance is about being realistic and with your temper. And when we temper things, we tame them down. We temper food, we that cook or even drinks. So because we've got the moon in a square to Mars, that's hot tempers, that's fighting with women, that's putting women in a denigrated position or putting them down. A lot of that's going to be happening, unfortunately. So you have to really temper yourselves come dinner time. On Wednesday the 19th, there's some really nice things happening. The moon is going to be in a conjunction with Jupiter, and that helps you resolve those frustrations. If you do it as quickly as they arise, it'll be better for everybody. So I'm going to say again, 18th and 19th, temper, and change that temper into temperance and tolerance, and tolerate others that are maybe off unhinged or maybe agitated by all this frustrated energy, because there's a lot. So, and I'm telling you to try to excuse your Aries and Libra friends right now. They're under the gun. And please, you Aquarians, I know it's not easy. You're going through a lot. I'm witnessing it in my own personal life, and it's no joke. If you're an Aquarius, get a reading. I've offered Pluto and Lilith readings. You can go back and look at the videos in the past couple of weeks, or just come on over and order them. They'll be critical in helping you resolve your power dynamics within relationships and examining your shadow sides. So everybody needs to be a little more tolerant, a little more tender, and a whole lot less severe. On the 19th, I love it that the moon is going to eventually sextile Venus. This is great for healing. This is great for women and little girls, mothers and daughters, any occasion, female friends getting together. So try to do that on the 19th. And then, like I said, the moon's in Jupiter, and that's big dreams and big, big love for you, especially Aries, and for you too, Sagittarius and Leo. So enjoy that energy on the 19th, Wednesday. But do mind your manners. Do try to resolve your angers and frustrations as soon as they pop up. It's really important. Otherwise, they can blaze and get way out of control. Now, on Thursday, the 20th, this is that new moon energy of that critical degree, the sun and moon at 29 degrees of Aries. This happens overnight when, again, that rare new moon is the second time in this month of April 2023. This doesn't happen very often, friends. So you, Aries, it's very, very important to you to understand what's going on and to roll with the changes. Just do that. Now, on the 21st, this is beautiful because the sun and moon are in Taurus now. So happy birthday, my fellow Taurians. And this is Venus ruled. Now she's in charge of our sun, our moon, our Mercury. And this is loving and this is caring, most especially Mother Earth first, and then our mothers and our daughters, our female family members, our girlfriends, and this is an abundance of love. On the 21st, I love this day. The moon is sextiling Mars, so you're going to have a lot of energy, a lot of vim and vigor to get things done. It's conjunct. The moon and Mercury are together with each other harmoniously. This is excellent for mothers and children, little play dates, mommies getting together, for really honoring and raising our little children, making their lives super fun, super friendly, and super filled with nothing but kid fun. They don't need to know adult issues. This is an incredible day for a breakthrough in technology and in medicine. And so I'm loving this day, Friday the 21st. The moon is also sextile Neptune. The 21st is one of my favorite days of the entire month, actually. So all of us that love to write, that love to create, all of our scientists, all of our science fiction writers, all of our dreamers, our dancers, our athletic people, acrobatic people, people who dance for a living or teach dance, that Friday, go dancing. This day is ideal for entertaining, for loving people, for caring for people, for countering the difficulty that Eris may try to cause and those critical degrees, sun and moon, overnight, the night before. The 21st is ideal, and it falls into Earth Day, Saturday the 22nd. Saturday the 22nd is a very powerful day. One of my favorite configurations is when the moon is in a trine to Pluto, and this is unstoppable energy. This is good energy. Go see your moms and your grandmas. Plant trees and flowers on their property. Tell them that you planted something for them on your property. But prosper your yard, grow your own food, live well, eat lean, green, and clean, and humor your mother, honor your mother, make her feel loved, treasured, and it's excellent. I love the 21st and I love the 22nd. At 3 p.m., however, on Earth Day, Saturday, we've got a stubborn energy coming into the cosmos with the moon squaring Saturn. And this can be stubbornness, and this is extreme hardship for those troubled families that live in dysfunction. So this is when mom's feeling neglected, not feeling acknowledged. Mothers and women are not feeling validated. The public is being ignored by the authority. All of these things happen at 3 o'clock. So just know that at 3 o'clock on Saturday, Earth Day, you need to be more tender, more gentle, less severe. And those people that you know that feel lost, abandoned, neglected, not seen, not heard, that maybe a lonely old neighbor that lives alone, do something really nice. Bake some cookies, invite them over for tea, have a little picnic outdoors. Make the Earth Day a day that you never forget, and a day that your children know that as important as their birthday, so that they keep prospering this land for their children and their children and their children. What else? I want to say happy birthday. Especially, I've been blessed to have only grandmothers that were Taurus, and I've been blessed to have lots of friends that are Taurus, Cancer, and Pisces. We're the feminine energies of the zodiac, and the gentleness and love in our hearts and the compassion God gave us is something that everyone gets to enjoy right now. So I just want to emphasize that Venus rules us, and that this is a time to put love first. Tenderness, gentleness, tender loving care. If you only hear that, put a T, an L, and a C on your body to get through this next month, and you can avoid some of the severe energies. Now, when we get to Sunday, the 23rd, this is the day that Mercury goes into retrograde. So to repeat myself and remind you again, get all that paperwork done and all those things signed before that day, because there's always going to be mistakes. When you buy electronics or even home repairs, especially vehicular repairs and electronic repairs, you're going to have to go do them again. Something won't be quite right. If you need to write letters or get sentiments expressed, do it before Mercury goes retrograde, or your message might be misunderstood. Might never get there, might get lost in the mail. Mercury in retrograde does all these things. So we need to really think about things before we say them when Mercury's in retrograde, and we need to revise, repair, and fix our communication with others during this period. That's what it's for. And again, Mercury rules little children. So are you grandparents that haven't seen your grandchildren in a while? Are you mommies and daddies that are so overworked that the babysitter's spending more time with your little ones than you are? Are you a teacher who has more time to give your students than your own family? Mercury in retrograde says, make it about the kids. Even if you take time off just for the kids, that's a good thing to do. On that day, the moon is in harmony with Venus. So again, some more girlfriend days, good times to hang out with girlfriends. The Mercury retrograde is in a sextile to Mars. So Sunday the 23rd is a really good day to review things, to rethink things, to reconsider things, to remember things, to do recollections and revisements in all areas of communication. I love this day. It's very, very nice. You can practice conflict resolution. I love this day as much as I love the 21st. So we got some tense energy, but we got some really good energy. Now, I wish I could say the same thing about Monday the 24th, but I can't. I hate this day. The other day that is very dangerous is the 27th, Thursday. So Monday the 24th is a day of warning, as is Thursday the 27th. On Monday the 24th of April, there's some really good energy, kind of God parent or fairy godmother and godfather energy above the difficult energy. But make no mistake, we do live in a world and a planet where evil lurks, and this is a dangerous day to women and children. I expect there to be a lot of child abuse and emotional abuse, of violence to women this day. It's a very tough day, very severe day, a lot of volatility. We've got the moon in conjunction to Pluto, opposite Black Moon Lilith in Leo, and that's detrimental to women and the elderly population, grandmothers. Also, there's a moon that's squaring Neptune, so this is a day to question what you hear, especially if it comes from a source that's false or there feels a tone of deception. Be very mindful of devious others on the 24th and the 27th. I don't like it. All of you that work in critical professions or with the unhinged populations, juvenile delinquencies and criminal, whether you work in prisons or corrective in the corrections, this 24 and 27 look out for. Now on the 25th, I like it. I love it. 21, 23, 25, I love, love, love. If you're born on these days, these are good premonitions for the year ahead for your birthday. Come get those readings. If you're born on the 24th and 27th, I'm sorry to say you could be living in a year that's of danger. Come and get your readings. Let me help you see it and avoid it if at all possible. Fate is fate. But it's wise to be mindful, to have temperance and to choose good company. Then you don't have to have a bad fate and bad outcomes. 25th Tuesday, I love it. The sun and moon are in harmony, which means the sexes are agreeing. Mommies and daddies get along. Authority in public gets along. This is a good day for the market. There's lots of harmony. There's lots of courage. There's lots of ambition. A lot of get up and go to this energy. Lots of faith, lots of trust, lots of love, lots of earthy stamina, purposefulness. So keep cleaning up your life, your relationships, and very happy birthday to you if you're lucky enough to have been born on the 23rd and the 25th. These are wonderful days. I love it. The moon is in harmony to Saturn too. And so that's making mom feel like she's everything and she's worth it. And the sun is in a sextile to Saturn. This is great for grandfathers and fathers and masculine energy. This is great if you're working out. It's great for the military to do harmonious good deeds and make accomplishments and get rid of the bad guys. The moon is in a sextile to Mercury, so this is perfect for storytelling and reading time and great for little children. The moon again is conjunct Mars, and that's at unstoppable. Stamina, get up early in the morning. You're going to get a lot done on the 25th. I love it. I love it. I like it. On Wednesday the 26th, this is a day that I encourage you to be highly tender, to give a lot of loving care, especially the moon is in Cancer. The moon in Cancer makes us want to have milk and cookies. I'm a Cancer rising. Milk and cookies are one of my comfort foods. That's a fun day to have milk and cookies. Eat the kind of food you love and like. Get home early. Have snuggle time. Cuddle up with those little ones or those elderly ones. Good time to read the Bible together. Tell stories about the family. Laugh, love, and live on that day. The moon is sextile Uranus, so this is another good day for medical breakthrough and inventions and technological. Good for all you engineers and all you research scientists. It's also great for all of us that are creators and creative. Great for photographers, great for videographers. An excellent day. There will be a little bit of arrogance in the air. The moon is in a square to Jupiter. And remember that goddess of chaos. So if those people come to invade this is a great day to create. So if those people are coming to intrude you that day, that's the day you really got to lay the line down and say, I'm not trying to be rude, but I work from home, or I'm a creator, or I'm a writer, and we require privacy and quiet. Cancer moon says, say it tenderly, say it lovingly. Be motherly to those people who need a little extra TLC on Wednesday the 26th. Now, Thursday the 27th is a very dangerous day. Emotions are high. There's a lot of volatility, and I expect we're going to see things on the news about child abuse and abuse to women that we don't like. It's extreme. First, those touchy emotions will turn into very high emotions. Then it'll get volatile, and then it'll get abusive to extremely abusive. This is one of the worst days of the month, the 27th. The moon's going to be in Leo. Remember who's there, Black Moon Lilith. So we've got some very hot emotions and very cold emotions. We have deception in the making in the matters of the heart. This is extreme danger to people with heart disease. Stroke potential. The moon is opposite Pluto. That's death. Again, in opposition with Lilith, Pluto against Lilith here. This is, again, very, very, very bad for the female population that are involved with abuse of others. If you're living with someone that's like that, if you're living with a tyrant or someone who's impossible to please, of extreme emotions, or using who's on drugs and unpredictable, even steroids, if you're with a bodybuilder that's got volatile emotions due to steroid abuse, this is a day to stay the heck away from these people. This is about couples in strife and women in danger, grave danger. What do I mean by grave danger? The ultimate, that abuse is going to turn fatal. I don't like this day. The 28th is not so good either until 8 o'clock at night. We've got the moon squaring Mercury, and that's those poor little children that are living in abusive homes where mommy's getting abused, and it trickles down to the child. And they're frustrated, and they're angry, and then they're hitting their little classmates because that's what they see going on at home. the moon is in a square to Uranus too, and that's emotional volatility. It's unhinged emotions that are get out of control. And those little children that live in relationships and homes where mommy's abused think that's normal. And there's a lot of emotional instability that comes along with this. I don't like the 27th at all, and I really don't like the 28th. But after 8 o'clock that night, things calm down when the moon comes into a harmony with Venus. And so that goes over onto the 28th, goes Friday, can be really trying. Thursday, oh my gosh, not such a good day. And then on Saturday the 29th, we've got some good energy around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That again, if you're spending your Sundays quietly like God wants us to, again, for those of us that are creators and researchers and making invention and medical breakthrough, it's excellent that day. It's an excellent day for Virgo because the moon is in Virgo, and for you to really feel grounded and make sure that you're not living your life all toil and strife and work and being overworked. You, Virgo, of all the signs, are most likely to be a workaholic, but you get a trine to Jupiter that day asking you to dream, to play, to start thinking about what you want to do in life that's fun. Life's not supposed to be all drudgery and toil. You can think about this, and this is an extreme way to think of it, but Virgo, you sometimes need to be thinking, have a little reality check this way. If you knew that you only had 7 days left to live, Virgo, wouldn't you try to have some fun? Wouldn't you go and live and love and be sunny and bright rather than worried and dutiful and work and work and work and work and no play? So please, when the sun and moon are in Taurus and the energy is here in Virgo, get more Venusian, Virgos. Have some fun, live and love. The moon that day is in conjunction to Neptune, and then later on becomes in conjunct to Pluto. And that on that Sunday, again, is ill health for grandmothers and the elderly, and especially the population that suffers dementia and Alzheimer's. They won't be with you today. If you're visiting in a nursing home, they're more likely not to be recognizing you as they would other days. It's a hard day, so check in on those mommies and grandmas all month long, especially. So I guess that's the end of my forecast. I think that more importantly, there's a huge potential for a lot of healing, thanks to Chiron, thanks to the nodal axis, Taurus and Scorpio. That's about love, about sex, about our shared intimacies. And this new moon in Taurus, the sun and moon coming together in Taurus, means we that are Tauruses, there's new members coming to our family, whether it's through marriage or a new birth. You especially, if your 3 keys are in Taurus, there might be new babies coming, new grandchildren, new children, a new generation. There's potential for weddings for all of you that are Taurus. Lots of love, lots of commitment, and lots of stability is being offered with those faded new nodes, telling you that love is the answer. Love is only the answer. And so the power, if you're able to face Pluto and Black Moon Lilith in yourself and realize where you're severe. Is it my language? Is it my speech? Is it maybe I stonewall other people and refuse to talk to them when it's really needed? If you can face these things and start taking a closer look at your own Pluto, your own Black Moon Lilith, I'm happy to do that. I consult via astrology, and being a double Taurus, my sun and moon are ruled by Venus. My rising sign is Cancer, that's a moon sign. I have lots of maternal energy, lots of motherly energy, and I will be 61 years old on my birthday this year. And so I've lived through quite a bit of things, a lot, and come from a family that was dysfunctional. Am a child of divorce and have gotten divorced myself. And so I've learned a lot in these past 5 decades that I am more than willing to share with you. Thank you so much for listening. I know this was a long video. This is April 18th's forecast through the end of the month, the 30th. those of you that are still interested in picking up your star module, get a hold of me. Let's get that scheduled together. I'd like all of you students to be together for our future collaborations. And you students that I know listen, thank you so much. Tell other people that want to be astrologers that I'm still teaching. It is the favorite thing that I do with astrology. And you guys take good care. Remember, TLC. Tender loving care is going to go a long way these last days of April. So goodbye, everybody. I wish you well. God bless you. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.